Hey everyone, welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. We are in the Circus Minor? Circus Minor, which is the first town that we experience after waking up into the real world. We only know ourselves as the Last Castoff, having recently woken up into this strange world with very little idea of what's going on. We have a quest to find a way to repair the resonance chamber, which is some sort of mechanical device that was in the area that we woke up in. And we have come here to the cultists of the Changing God, who supposedly knows something about me, and they have asked us to fix their clock in Circus Minor and investigate the figures that are trapped inside. So that is kind of where we are right now. We also have not checked out any of these places in Circus Minor. So let's see. Let's just take a look. This complex machine towers over you. Its purpose is unclear, but the three circular faces set into the ground remind you of clocks. Something is wrong with the machine, however. It's partially transparent, shimmering in the air when you look directly at it. The clock faces seem to show several different times at once. I've had clocks like that. Not transparent ones, but ones that never show the right time. Humanoid silhouettes ripple beneath the central clock face. One places his hand against the face as though it were a glass wall. They seem to be watching you. Okay, so let us examine the machine. The towering mechanism wavers in the air. Similar to Calistege, it appears to be in several states all at once, though all of the machine's states are in the exact same location. You can't touch it either. Your hand passes right through the structure. Oh. As you pull your hand away, a memory strikes you as powerfully as if someone took a club to your chest. You were working at the clock. It is no longer transparent, but perfectly solid. There's a noise behind you, so they've come, the three traitors. They think to surprise you, but through the powers of the clock you have foreseen this moment. There is a faintest sound of metal sliding against leather. You slap a hand on the central clock face, activating the clock's arcane powers. You're not sure what it will do to them, but it's better than what they'll do to you. There's a flash. Arcs of energy stretch out from the clock over your shoulders to your would-be attackers. You don't see what happens to them, but they quickly disappear along with their screams. As the last shreds of memory fade, a swirl of energy passes through your body. Cold barbs prick every muscle. Suddenly, tidal forces arc from the clock to three ancient devices in the cultist encampment. Clock recognized something inside you, or maybe vice versa. Either way, you have inadvertently activated the nearby devices. Oh, okay. Okay. So there's this device, there's this device. And where's the third one? Where was the third one's in the middle. Interesting. Complex machine shimmers in the air when you look directly at it. The clock faces seem to show several different times at once. What happens if we reach for the silhouetted figures? Hand passes straight through the clock face, the figures, the entire structure. It's as if the entire machine wasn't here. Okay. Let's go and check out these devices then. Whoa. As you approach this device, Circus Minor is thrown into chaos. Buildings are on fire, people are screaming and running for their lives, while armored soldiers hunt them. None of them seem to pay any attention to you, though it's some kind of vision, not reality. You glance down at the device. A series of images flit across its surface. They don't appear related to the changes around you. You see faces of other people and places, all of them familiar. Let's examine the images on the surfaces of the device. As you focus on them, you feel warmth in your head where your tattoo is. The images respond to your thoughts, slowing and changing at your whim. It's something about your body that allows you to do this, which perhaps means that you are the only one that can see the images. You immediately recognize the pictures as pieces of a memory, specifically the three memories you saw back in the fathoms of your mind. Interesting. So, let's look at the memory in the underwater city. The memory is recent. 2 men, both with tattoos like your own, are in an underwater city searching for something. The denizens of the city chase them from the artifact they seek and ultimately surround and capture them. As you review the memory, you get a strange feeling in your mind that you can only describe as a query. The device wants something from you. Suddenly you remember. The memories in the device are possibilities, but you can lock one of the memories here so that it is the only one that displays. You don't remember what purpose that served, though. Okay. Interesting. So... okay, so I'm going to guess this is going to be the memory of a city under siege, but let's go look at the others first and make sure that I'm interpreting this right. Oh, look, it's a changing god cultist. I've studied your sire's lives since I was a youth. All my wisdom I owe to them. Okay.
Yes.
Strange feeling comes over you when you approach the device, as if someone were sneaking up on you in the corner of your eye. When you look, there's no one there. It feels like something is different, though. You can't put your finger on what. Okay, look more closely at the changes around you. Changes are difficult to notice at first, but after a moment you figure it out. Circus Minor is the same, but the crowd is different. Most of the people in the stalls and buildings are not the same as those you found around the square. Those few you do recognize are younger by several years. Okay. Let's leave the device alone.
Sure.
As you approach the device, Circus Minor changes around you. People are dressed differently and speak differently. Whole new structures appear, including an enormous building rising from the edge of the square. Let's look more closely. Circus Minor looks almost completely different. All the people are dressed strangely, and though they speak the truth, they use many items and phrases that you don't understand. The square has changed as well. All the tents are gone. The buildings are more colorful and less weathered. One building in particular rises from the edge of the square, a tower of purple rock some 50 stories high. A mural is painted on the side, though you can't see the details from here. Huh. Okay, let's look at these other memories. Somehow you know the memories from a long time ago, centuries ago probably. A man and a woman, both with tattoos like your own, are surveying a lush, secluded valley for some purpose you cannot recall. And what about city under siege? Somehow you know this memory is ancient. It might have occurred 1,000 years ago. A man and a young girl race through the streets of Sage's Cliffs. All around them, the city is attacked by terrible people, the Tabat, you recall. Man takes them to an ancient machine somewhere in the city, and he and the girl appear. Okay, so maybe it's a timing thing. So the memory of the siege is ancient. The memory of the lush valley is centuries ago. Okay. And the underwater city is... Oh, I didn't mean to lock that one. Sorry. Oops. I just wanted to look at it. Okay, so... leave the device alone. Okay, so this one is ancient. This one... I just want to go and check this out real quick. This one was recent. The square in the vision looks wildly different. Many of the buildings that are on fire don't exist at all when you step away from the device, having been replaced by other structures. Huh. Okay, so... okay, so... it seems like the middle one is the most recent, so we'll pick the memory that is the most recent. Changes are difficult to see. Different people stand in the stalls, and people are noticeably younger, but that's relatively recent, so we'll lock the underwater. Yeah. Okay. So then the question is, which of these are centuries old and which of these are ancient? This one mentioned that the whole new structures appear, including an enormous building rising from the edge of the square. Okay. Several structures and a huge building. This one, though, is... look closely. You get the feeling the Sage's Cliffs in this vision is ancient. Oh, it specifically tells you now, after you look at it enough times. So let's lock the ancient memory here. And then we'll go over here and lock the centuries old memory into this one here.
On it.
And that one there. The image is the man, and yeah, okay. And as soon as you lock in the third image, a final surge of energy arcs through the air from the device to the clock itself. The clock shines for a moment, then becomes solid, fixed into a single state. At the same time, the device in front of you goes dark. The images disappear, as does the strange view of the city's past. Gain 3 XP. Oh, and it becomes solid. Look at that.
I'll remember that.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go check the clock out now. Interact. The machine is solid now. Each of the 3 clock faces shows a single time, though none of them point to any time measurement that you understand. You lean closer to the central clock face. 3 shadowy figures still lurk within, their features almost discernible now. Suddenly, the 3 figures strike out of the clock towards you. Intense pressure strikes your head like a steel spike, then everything goes black. Uh-oh. Oh no, we're back in the dream world. Okay, we're in an Escher dream world. Okay, so it was talking about that there were 3 people that tried to betray, maybe not me, but whoever had my body before me.
Yes.
So I'm going to assume that that's these guys. Let's see. I just now noticed he has a crossbow on his back.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So they show the items that you've got. I kind of wish I'd gone shopping now before I'd had a chance to talk to these guys. Okay, let's see. The 3 figures before you are disoriented. They don't even seem to notice you at first. All 3 of them have a tattoo like yours, Castoff's. What befell us? The woman is dressed in powerful-looking armor. Her face bears several scars, yet her eyes have the innocence of a child. Did he do something? Are we still in the clock? I do not believe so. The second figure is tall, dressed all in black. His height is exaggerated further by violet, fish-like crest upon top his head. Its large yellow eyes are squinted, scanning all around. There was a man outside the clock, but it wasn't. It was him. The third figure points at you. He is small, wiry, and tense, as though he expects danger. He carries a shield on his back. He's a Castoff, he says, looking at your tattoo. Can't say I recognize him, though. What happened just now? We were ingested into your head. I saw it. How's that possible? He eyes you suspiciously. Who are you? Castoff like you. I'm the latest one. Silver and gold tide go up. Eventually I'm going to figure out what these different tides are. But the latest, she raises one eyebrow significantly higher than the other. That's not possible. We faced the changing god mere days ago, and you're not the body he wore. I think we might have been trapped in that clock for centuries, Kamos. Something about it messed with our perception. The Vargellan looks up at the ceiling, or where the ceiling would be if there were one. Time is an illusion. How long is the wrong question. It turns its enormous bulbous eyes towards you. What is this place? Where are we? Inside the clock, perhaps? He laughs. Oh no, believe me, perceptions are not. We spent enough time in that clock to know. The Vargellan shuts its eyes. 6 nostrils open wide as it inhales deeply. Our consciousnesses were ripped from our bodies when the changing god activated his clock. Then, when you appeared, it happened again. Our minds ripped from their criminal prison. It turns to its friends. I cannot be certain, but I believe this is part of some vast mental construct. He turns to you. Your mental construct. Villian, his eyes become nearly as large as Vargellan's. What? You mean we just went from one prison to another? He grips you by the shoulders. You did this. If this is your mind, let us out. Why did the changing god trap you in the clock? Ah, yes, she looks down embarrassed. The 3 of us once worked alongside our sire, helping him with his research after he'd brought the Order of Truth to Sage's Cliffs. We saw him for what he was, selfish, arrogant. He does not care about us, not a single one of his children. He crosses his arms and looks away bitterly. All his projects were always about him. He didn't care if anyone got hurt in the process. He kind of sounds like a jerk. We betrayed him. Unlike the others, the Vargellan looks you directly in the eye. We meant to stun him, to capture him before he could escape into another body, but he was too quick for us. He activated the clock, tearing our minds from our bodies and trapping us eternally. Okay, let me look around. I'll be back. Don't give up, friend or brother. Okay, so these are 3 other ones.
I'm ready.
Okay, but I'm going to be honest, there's not much here. I mean, I can look around, but yeah, there's not anything else here. Huh.
Let's go.
3 of them mutter to each other, looking around at the strange space as they try to find another way out. Have you discovered anything new about our predicament? I don't see any way out. The Vargellan stretches its neck, putting its face within a handspan of yours. It seems to be examining you, then it says, your mind, only you have the power to change. What he's trying to say is this place was created for your body, or perhaps by your body. Our sire placed within each of us unique gifts and abilities. For example, I have never heard tell of another Castoff who could trap consciousnesses the way that you have. She gives a warm smile. He would not have created this space for you without also giving you a means by which to move through it. Think, what other gifts did our Creator bestow upon you? Oh, yeah, I did build a path out of a deep fathom in my mind by recovering memories I had lost. Perhaps, if there were any memories here to recover. He curls his lip and looks around. Maybe I just don't know what memories look like, but I don't see anything. It seems we were in agreement, Villian. I chose an aspect of myself. Wait, let's see. It's Divya Tiku? Shakes his head. I can see what you speak of, it says, and you get a momentary impression that its eyes can see through you. This aspect describes you just as I am Vargellan. Villian is observant. Kamos is foolish. I object to that characterization. He gives a kind chuckle. He's not wrong, and you know it. At her wounded look, he raises his hand placatingly. It's the truth. Anyway, you've gotten us out of twice as much trouble as you get us into. The Vargellan speaks to you. These aspects are descriptors of who we are, but they are not us. That you chose your aspect says quite a lot, but I do not believe that it is enough to set us free. A jack of all trades. So am I, kid, and yet we're both still stuck here. You see, that's just the type of thing that you do. It was a path you chose, not something your sire gave you, nor a means to freedom. I don't think I have an ability you're talking about. You must. She looks at her compatriots and back to you. We each have gifts given to us by our sire for a specific purpose. His purpose, of course, but a purpose nonetheless. She presses a hand to her chest. They say, for example, that, foolish though I may be, I have nigh magical gifts of speech. That's not something I chose nor learned, but it is who he made me to be. Villian rubs his hand across the edge of his shield. I am a master of defensive arts. Our sire learned them when he was in my body. Probably built my body to excel at it. I wouldn't call it a gift, but it's me, yeah. Divyatiku says, I am the one with the shadows. I live in them. I breathe them. This is not some esoteria I discovered, but a unique ability our sire chose for me while he was in my body. She gives you a kind smile. The gift is in you. Perhaps you have just forgotten. Our sire wouldn't have made this place for you without granting you the power to get out. Focus. Find the answer inside yourself. Share your eyes. Search your memories for the ability they speak of. You rifle through your memories past everything you actually remember to those memories you didn't create yourself. There must be a key or a door, anything that would help you escape this fathom of your mind. Just as you're about to give up, you find something, a cluster of sparks, nascent abilities deep within the core of your being. You sense the abilities to speak eloquently, to use a shield with a master skill, to lurk among the shadows as though they were home.
I'm ready to learn something new.
Your travels have left you more experience, allow you to advance. This will grant you a choice of improving your statistics skills or abilities. To this, open your character sheet. None of these seem particularly suited to creating a path out of this place, but as you sift through them, you know that you are trapped here, not because it is some puzzle your sire left for you to solve, but because you are not yet whole. This is another part, the last part, of deciding who you are. In completing yourself, you will be able to open a path back to the calm of your mind. Okay, so we select focus. Okay, so we can brandish a silver tongue. We know what the right thing to say in every situation. There is no obstacle that cannot be overcome with words, and we get natural charisma, which gives us max effort +1 on persuasion, deception, and intimidation tasks. Breathe shadow. You hide in the folds between dimensions, evading the most watchful eye, emerging you rend reality and your enemies along with it. Get +5% on quick fingers tasks, deception tasks, and perception tasks. And we get a surprise attack. Master's Defense. You study techniques to defend yourself and others, physically and mentally, in any situation. Counterattack ends turn immediately. Whenever an attack misses you, you make a basic attack against the enemy if in range. There's no limit to the number of attacks that can be made this way. That sounds pretty cool. And Shield Master. Gain +10% evasion as long as you have an item equipped in your offhand slot. Okay, so we can be persuasive, we can be sneaky, or defensive. That counterattack sounds really good, except that I know there's not a lot of combat in this game, so I really kind of saw myself as more persuasive than sneaky, but at the same time, I don't want to do too much on that. And honestly, just max effort +1. I don't know how I feel about that, because all it means is that I will spend my points faster. Although it means that in a pinch, if I have to persuade or intimidate somebody, I can. This makes me more perceptive. It gives me sneak attacks. I'm kind of tempted just to get this. I know there's not a lot of combat, but the counterattack sounds really good. Wow. Okay, I just need to pick one. Let's go with my first instinct, which is to be more persuasive, even though this doesn't seem to be all that terribly helpful. Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna go with Master's Defense. Master's Defense. Okay. So we have a counterattack, and we're better with an offhanded item. That's it. You did it. Does this mean we can go back to the real world? I don't think so, Villian, but it does mean we're free, finally. He turns to you. Thank you, friend. Go, we will follow.
Yes.
Okay. Let's look out. Uh-oh. That's the sorrow thing. Whoa. Okay. So instead of escaping, I blew up. Oh, so I'm still stuck here? Great. Quest updated, Fallen Earth. I saw what happened. Are you alright? That thing almost killed you. What did happen? It blasted you out of that part of your mind. His voice is somber. The sorrow must be gathering its strength, taking spaces in your mind to keep you from reaching your full potential. I don't know why it doesn't just destroy you. Maybe the fragments aren't strong enough yet. It's alright though, we have more important things to do, right? Like get that chamber fixed. Are you always here? He shrugs. Where else would I be? I found the resonance chamber, but it's broken. Yeah, I saw that. I don't see everything you do out in the real world, but I definitely saw that. You'll have to find a way to fix it. What should I do now? With the chamber broken, I'm not sure. We need to find someone who can fix it. That chamber's our only hope without it. Activating that clock in the real world. Who knows? It probably triggered something in your mind, made a bridge you didn't have before, but maybe you did have the bridge once, but you lost it. Could other fathoms open like that? Maybe. You've already made a lot of changes to this place. At this point, nothing would surprise me. How do I get back in time this time? The portal's still there. I don't know why it wouldn't work twice. Is there anything to do while I'm here? I mean, apart from the cabaret acts, distilleries, and endless adventure just behind the next wrinkle in your mind, he jabs you in the arm with his elbow. Ha! And if you believe that, sorry, but it's your mind. There's nothing like that here. I've looked. Still, you've changed things plenty already. I wouldn't be surprised if something showed up here eventually. Has anything changed since the last time I was here? Look around. It's your mind. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. I did notice my character is showing a plus. There's an advancement available. So let's look. Spend your experience points by clicking the plus button. You can choose between 4 advancement steps. When you gain all 4 steps, you will increase your tier, unlocking a new set of abilities and new bonuses. Okay, so we're gonna have to remember this. Counterattack, which sounds like a really good thing, because it gets us a bunch of free attacks, even if they are just basic attacks. And Shield Master, gain plus 10% evasion, as long as you have an item equipped in the offhand slot. So it doesn't even have to be a shield. I'm going to have to get a one-handed weapon, I think. Okay, so click plus. So we can increase our stat pools, we can increase our edge, we can do an extra effort, or we can get an ability or skill. I don't know exactly what all this stuff does, so let us see what ability or skills are available. You can choose between either improving or picking a new skill or improving one of your abilities. You can only do this once per tier. I like skills. Skills are good. Quick figures seems like a good thing, or lore machinery. On the other hand, our companion has both of those. Let me go back and let's see what ability we can increase. We could improve infuse weapon so that it does bonus damage. 15% per training level. I haven't even used it yet, so let's, what's extra effort? Allow you to spend more effort when performing tasks, so we could spend 3 instead of 2. Increase edge. Okay, edge provides a bonus to all tasks and challenges that uses a particular stat. For each point, you can use 1 level of effort at no stat pool cost. Okay, I like this. Okay, so if I remember correctly, our special ability is powered by speed. But all of our skills so far are intellect. Let's go with intellect. I kind of like the idea that we'd be able to be persuasive and perceptive and stuff. Yeah, so we're going to go with intellect. So that's sweet. We get a +1 effort on all of our intellect abilities. Okay, cool. And now we're tier 1. And now we're an observant jack who masters defense. Okay, let's examine that. The portal is collapsed in this tiny pulsing sphere. Something about it strikes you as angry, though you'd be hard-pressed to say why. Okay. Alright. Okay, so... Sorrow shattered the mirror, leading back to the dark fathom. Glass shards hiss when you touch them. Okay, well... I don't see anything new here. Did I miss anything? It doesn't look like anything was clickable. So, yeah, we're just going to head back to the real world. Wonder if this is going to take us back to the resonance chamber? Yeah, looks like it's going to take us back to the market. Right, because this is a dream world. This isn't a physical thing. Okay, and here we are back at the clock. Interact. The machine is solid now. Its 3 clock faces are fixed on a single... Yeah, it's fixed. You notice that the figures of Kamos, Diviatiku, and Villain are no longer present in the central clock face. They exist in your labyrinth now. Okay. Well, we did the thing. You fixed the clock. I knew you could do it. I knew it. She shoots a triumphant smile at Mimian. You must tell us what you saw. Who are those figures? Were they cast-offs? What did they say? Were you able to retrieve them? Patience, Cass. We must first congratulate our guest. He turns to you. Masterfully done, revered one. A performance worthy of your sire. He bows gravely to you. You are most welcome here. And we do have answers for your questions, revered one. That is, as soon as we hear the report of what you have found. Tell us. She is nearly breathless with excitement. I'm at Kamos, Tiku, and Villian. Disappointment creases her face. I knew these names. They are not new to us. They were the favored servants of your creator, cast-offs who served him well, indeed. Diviatiku brought the Order of Truth to Sage's Cliffs, but they betrayed their holy trust and disappeared. Blue tide raised. He sighs. Nevertheless, we will honor our arrangement. You sought answers about who might repair the resonance chamber. We know that your sire built it with the aid of another cast-off still unknown to us. Perhaps one of your siblings might know where to find him or her. I know of only one other cast-off still here in the city, the albino assassin Matkina. They call her the White Death. She wore a camouflaging cloak and brought destruction in her wake. The last I heard of her, she was in the underbelly. He restrains a shudder. Seek her, but be wary. Farewell, Castoff. I must consult with my colleague. Oh, looks like Aligern might have leveled up too. Okay, we can do the same with him, but he cannot increase edge? Oh no, he can't increase these others. Well, let's increase his edge. He can increase might or intellect. Let's go with might for him, since he's kind of fighty for us. That was interesting that he had fewer options. It's because he's already step 2. Oh, so he's higher level than us. Okay. Let's see. I didn't actually notice. My health didn't go up, but I did heal. Well, I healed my hit points, or my health, but not my speed. Let's, is there a one-handed weapon I can use? There isn't. Okay. One of these days we'll go through and read some of these. Not right now, but okay. So we have another quest, right? Cold calculating jack, search for Matkina.
5.
Okay. So we did all that. Let's I'm gonna guess this is to the underbelly. That looks like it's going underground. Yep.
5.
But let's search out the circus here first. Cathon. Hello. It's too hot here. The sky is too thin. There's a bridge here. Sage townsperson. Townspeople. Okay, where does this go? To Cliff's Edge. To the Reef of Fallen Worlds. Okay.
Let's go.
We'll see what else we got here. Town Crier. Foul murder in Underbelly. The killer remains unknown and at large. That kind of seems like it's probably not uncommon in a place called the Underbelly. Okay, let's check down here where we have Prada, the execution ground.
Sure.
That's creepy. Dried virulent meat, fresh from the quarantine smokehouses in the bloom. That sounds yummy. Who are you? This couple stands together, their shared gaze fixed away from you. No words pass between them. Instead, they share a silent language of tenderness. Their bodies turn subtly towards each other, forming a private space between them. His hand reaches for hers, and without looking at it, she claims it. Still looking past you, they smile together. His is a curving line carved in oak. Hers is an unabashed and radiant as a lantern on a starless night. Turning, you see the object of their attention, a young boy darting between the stalls, playing in the dust. Each distant, exhilarated shout widens their respective smiles and tightens their grip on each other. But not all is entirely well here. Your sharp eyes notice the knuckles whitening on their joined grip, and slivers of sorrow or fear in their eyes. Their child's joy seems to be a source of pain for them as well. Is that your son? Yes, he says firmly. He is still watching the boy, but a wary stillness has spilled into his posture. She swats his shoulder, and there's more punch than playfulness in it. Not yet, she says. We adopted Jerem, and we're waiting to see how he feels about that, aren't we, Kellinor? His eyes flicker stubbornly, but he does not respond. What brings you here? Jerem likes it, Kellinor says. The stern expression around his stern eyes softens somewhat. We don't have much time between shifts, Paja explains, or money to spend on fripperies, so we bring him to the market when we can and watch him play. It's better than a night at the theater. Kellinor raises their clasped hands and kisses her bruised knuckles. Why did you decide to adopt? Smooth kid, that's just the kind of thing people like talking about with strangers. Oh, I'm not embarrassed, Paja says, eyes gleaming. We love telling the story. Well, Kellinor and I, we've been together for how long? Years, Kellinor says, a glint in his eye. And we knew we wanted children, so we tried and tried. We tried a lot. Some days, I barely had time to put my clothes on before Kel took them off again. Okay, I'm good. I thought you might have, she says with a wide grin. We get asked this question a lot, and finally we found that being explicit about the process made the questions just melt away. Aligern says, got what you asked for there. Okay, farewell. Enjoy the market. Oh, somebody sells memories. That sounds interesting. Well, I'll tell you what, this is probably a good place to stop here. So we fixed the clock. We went back into our memory. We met some other cast-offs, learned a little bit more. I think next time I'm probably going to finish looking through the market, see if there's anything worth buying or selling here. Maybe go and, probably check out the town. If that leads to other jobs, maybe take care of them here. Otherwise, Let's see, to Government Square. My guess is we're going to be going to the underbelly after that and looking for this other Castoff that might be able to help us. But anyway, we'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care. I'll see you soon.